Sonic the Hedgehog is about an alien hedgehog who finds refuge on Earth until a mad scientist discovers his existence. He then has to team up with a small town cop to find a new home. It's based off a video game series and it definitely acts like it. It starts off with Dr. Robotnik chasing Sonic and blowing up a city. Then it decides that's too far forward, so it goes back to Sonic as a toddler at the Green Hill Zone. You know, from the video game. He brings his owl mom a flower, and the Knuckles clan finds them and shoots his mom. So she throws a teleportation ring, since Sonic likes rings, and sends him to Earth to hide. And I guess just stays there to die, although I don't know why she couldn't go with him. It then goes to Green Hills, Montana, which is completely a real place, where Sonic is testing how fast he can run with Officer Tom's speed gun. Tom gets out of his car to see something and finds one of Sonic's quills. After that, Sonic goes back to his cave with all his stuff in it. He's messing around and knocks his bag of rings on the ground. Turns out his owl mom gave him a map that shows worlds he can go to if he's ever discovered. He thinks about the mushroom world and opens a ring portal to it. Wait, he only has a finite number of these things. Why did he just waste one here? Shouldn't he be saving them for when he really needs them? Anyway, Sonic basically stalks people in town and tortures this poor old man just for something to do. Officer Tom wants to get out of this fake town and gets accepted into the San Francisco Police Department. But why anyone would ever want to live there, I will never know. I mean, holy crap, this one-bedroom apartment is $4,600 a month. What the hell? Anyway, that night Sonic is pretending to play baseball, then he realizes how alone he is, gets upset, and starts running so fast he causes an electrical burst that takes out all the electrical systems in the town. That would also take out the cell towers though. How do their cell phones still have reception? Oh look, his quill is glowing. The, I guess, military is investigating what happened, and in comes Dr. Robotnik, who acts like the weirdest jerk in the world.
Are you in charge here?
Yes, I
Nope.
am.
Wrong. I'm in charge.
Then his machines do some sweep thing and find a footprint. So they go to check it out, and they're just outside Sonic's cave, so he decides he's gonna go to the Mushroom Planet. But since they're right there, he doesn't have time to open a portal and go somewhere else to do it, but yet he has time to look back and say goodbye to his stuff. He goes to Tom's place to do it and knocks over a trash can, and Tom thinks it's the raccoon, so he's gonna go use a train gun to scare them away.
Meow?
I don't know what he's yelling for. At least Sonic doesn't look like the nightmare fuel he was originally going to look like. Anyway, Tom tranks him and Sonic thinks of San Francisco and accidentally opens a portal there. So there's another ring wasted and he drops his bag in it, so there goes all the rest of the rings. Tom brings him inside for some reason, and I guess Dr. Robotnik tracked him here and just starts searching his house with his robots. Then Robotnik just barges into his house and finds Sonic's quill. Then Sonic pops out and one of the robots starts shooting at them. Tom's a cop and he probably has guns. Why isn't he using his guns? Whatever, they escape and gee, I wonder who sponsored this movie. Sonic tells Tom what's going on and Tom just kicks him out to go to San Francisco by himself.
Goodbye now. So, as I crashed into the cold, dark water of the Pacific, I realized a few things. I have no idea where I'm going.
Okay, Montana is over 100 miles from the Pacific Ocean, and he was gone for like 3 seconds, which means he would have had to run probably about 20,000 miles per hour. Why was he impressed with 300 miles per hour earlier? Anyway, Sonic guilt trips Tom into taking him to San Francisco. That night, they stop so Tom can call his coworker, and Sonic gets distracted by a biker bar and goes inside, and I guess no one noticed the blue hedgehog that talks.
Suffers from a very rare skin disease that stunts his growth and makes him look like that.
How dumb does she have to be to actually believe this? They then waste a bunch of time messing around when they should be, I don't know, running, and start a bar fight where Sonic runs faster than the speed of light and stops it. With how fast he's moving, he would have created a sonic boom and everyone who he so much as touched would be dead. But whatever, someone must have called the cops just so Robotnik can find where they are, and somehow gets one of his robot cars to them. We then get the scene where Sonic is blowing up the robots and increasingly smaller robots start coming out of them. Finally, the smallest robot leaves a sticky bomb that they barely get rid of. But if Robotnik wanted to dissect Sonic for research, why did he just try to blow him up? And also, is anyone gonna call the cops on any of this? No? Okay. I guess Robotnik's assistant stole Sonic's quill, so he has that now. Once they get to San Francisco, Tom decides it's a good idea to take Sonic to his sister-in-law's house. By the way, she hates him, so his wife Maddie can see if he's okay. Back at his van thing, Robotnik experiments with Sonic's quill while Jim Carrey does Jim Carrey things. Back again in San Francisco, Maddie is checking Sonic out and their niece JoJo looks at his shoes and goes upstairs. Oh, she went to get him his iconic red shoes. Good thing she just so happened to have those and that they fit him perfectly. Sonic is fine, by the way, so they go to get his rings, and for some reason let him drive.
Why did we let the alien drive?
Why the hell did they let him drive? Well, they got there, so whatever. Sonic finds out the door to the top of the building is locked, so Tom uses his police badge to get in, even though a sheriff from Montana would have no authority to do anything in San Francisco. But it gets him to the top and Sonic finds his rings. He then gets all sad about having to leave, and Robotnik shows up to ruin it.
Your flying eggs are pretty impressive, Mr. Eggman.
Okay, I guess we're using that name now. Then to save Tom and Maddie, he pushes him off the building, and Dr. Eggman shoots a bunch of rockets at him. But Sonic uses his super speed to blow up the robots. Man, Sonic's animation is a vast improvement from what it originally was. Meanwhile, Eggman has some button that uses Sonic's quill to allow his ship to move at super speed. That's great and all, but how does it let Dr. Robotnik move fast enough to control it? He's not part of the ship. Whatever, he uses it to blast Sonic. Hey look, his rings flew out. You know, like from the video game. And Sonic uses one to save Tom and Maddie. They then have the chase from the beginning of the movie, and I guess there's no cops or military dealing with this? No? Okay. The chase then goes off to different parts of the world, and I guess back in time, since there's no tourist crap around the Great Pyramids. Seriously, there's a Pizza Hut literally 1,000 feet from them, which is really depressing once you think about it. Anyway, Sonic gets blasted back to Green Hills, Montana, just so Tom can be part of the final fight.
I'm the donut lord, you son of a...
Whoa, they almost got a PG-13 there. Then Sonic wakes up and now has lightning quills. I don't think his powers work this way, but alright. Tom then creates a portal to the Mushroom World and Sonic hits Eggman into it. Hang on. It has shown that to make a portal, you have to have some knowledge of where the place is. All Tom knows is that Sonic told him it exists, but not what it looks like or where it is. How did he create this portal? I guess it doesn't matter. Tom decides he wants to stay in Green Hills instead of moving to San Francisco, which is probably a good idea. And they surprise Sonic with his own room and all of his stuff from his cave. But I have no idea how they got the stuff, since they have never seen where his cave was, he never told them, and they would have had to set all of this up in one day while Sonic was at their house. By the way, Dr. Robotnik is still alive and actually looks like his video game character now. I actually really enjoyed this movie. It does a good job making references to the video games, but still have its own identity. I like the angle of Sonic teaming up with a family to try to hide from the government. It's an interesting way to make it live action instead of animated, which I think works really well. It does have some plot convenience, like Dr. Robotnik constantly finding where Sonic is no matter where they go, JoJo just happening to have the right shoe size for Sonic, and Tom knowing how to make a portal to a mushroom world without knowing anything about it. As a fan of the Sega Genesis games, I really appreciate all the references to them. Like how Sonic's homeworld looks like the Green Hills Zone, Sonic in his traditional red shoes, and the sounds the rings make and some of the music are sound effects from the video games. And there are even times where Sonic stands in some of his traditional poses. The acting is hit and miss. Ben Schwartz does a great job voicing Sonic. He puts his own style into the voice, but he still captures Sonic's hyper energy and personality. James Marsden is okay as Officer Tom. He's good at pretending that Sonic is really there with his interactions with him, but there are times where his acting is flat or just overly cheesy. Jim Carrey is fantastic as Dr. Robotnik. He uses his traditional crazy acting style and it works for the character. Like how he doesn't like people, so he acts like a jerk in an over-exaggerated way, or he acts like a crazy person when trying to capture Sonic. The visual effects are fantastic. Dr. Robotnik's machines look real and their animation is really smooth. The best part is definitely Sonic's character design. I don't know what they were thinking with the original character design they had, but I am so glad they changed it. It was so bad, people started an uproar about it, and Paramount delayed the release several months and spent an additional $5 million changing it. He looks like his video game character now, and this animation fits the movie's tone so much better than the other ever could. Seriously, Paramount, thank you for taking the time, money, and effort to do this. They're gonna have Tails and Knuckles in the sequel, and without this change, I can't imagine how nightmarish they would have looked, if it would have even been made. Don't forget to do the YouTube stuff, and thanks for watching.